Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the divine message from the universe finds you. My name is Anisha, and I help people live a more authentic and fulfilling life. So, this is a little bit about me, and I would love to know about you. So, feel free to drop in a hi in the comments or share which part of the world you're from. And if you're new here, then, please introduce yourself and let me know that this is your first time. Hello, Caitlin. Hi, dear friend. So happy to have you here. Because I have something special planned for today. So I'm glad that you could join us from the start. And let me quickly give you an overview for those who are joining for the very first time as to what we do here. And then we will dive into that special thing that I've planned for today. So, what we do here in these lives is we begin with a meditation to help us feel more open and more grounded. And once we have gone through a meditative practice and are feeling more centered, we move on to phase two of this life, where I spin the wheel of wisdom and the universe or God or divine, whatever you believe in, chooses a book for us from that wheel. And then we play a game where I ask you guys to pick a number and then we do a reading based on that. So, this is a very quick overview of what we do here. I will share more details when we get to each part. Good morning, Kathleen. Good morning. Happy to have you here as well. Thank you for joining us. Kayla says, hi Anisha, I'm Kayla. I live in Austin, Texas. So happy to be here. Happy to have you, Kayla. Thank you for saying hi and choosing to spend your time with all of us. I hope that you received something of value from this live today. So, okay, so the special thing that I was thinking for today is so we usually do a meditation which is based upon the code that you see on Insight Timer, home screen. But for today, as some of you might know, I talked about it in the last live that I'm planning to create an 8 hour long, sleep meditation. And I actually sat down and I recorded it. And then I felt like it feels a little bit lifeless for me. So I decided that I want to do it here with you, like not the 8 hour version, but I want to guide that sleep affirmation, affirmation meditation here, a little bit part of it. And then I will extend it later on in the editing. So I know it is morning for a lot of you guys, and or it might not be. But if it is not nighttime for you, then you can think of it as like a moment of rest, or you taking a little bit nap, that little bit of nap, so you can recharge your body. So yeah, so like, are you guys up for it? Are you guys ready for a sleep meditation for today? If you are, you can type ready in the comments. And if not, then, you can join us back in like 30 minutes because I guess that's the length of the meditation that it is going to be approximately. Okay, wonderful. Kayla is up for it. And I did got a few hearts. Um, okay, so Caitlin says, let's do it. Kathleen is ready, and Max is ready with her as well. Beautiful. Okay. So let me, drop in a quick message in the comments before we begin so that those who will join us during, know what is happening. Okay, done. So let's see. Okay, so we can begin now. Hello, dear one. Thank you for choosing this space to rest today. Begin by getting into a position that feels most comfortable to you. Let your body settle exactly as it is. Allow yourself to take a deep breath in through your nose and with the exhale, closing your eyes. Begin by bringing your attention into your body, softening your forehead, relaxing the area around your eyes, unclenching your jaw, noticing if your shoulders have been holding anything and allowing them to drop just a little. Allowing your chest to be open, softening your belly, feel your arms and legs becoming heavier and heavier. You don't need to hold your body anymore. Let the surface beneath you hold you completely. Yes, let it hold you completely. a moment I am going to share a set of affirmations with you. These affirmations are designed to help you drift into a peaceful and relaxing sleep. I will repeat each affirmation 2 times. The first time, simply listen and allow the words to land gently. Gently within you. On the second time, if you feel called, you may repeat the affirmation after me, either in your mind or out loud. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Just follow what feels most comforting for you. Let's begin. Your body feels heavy and relaxed. Now, if you feel called, repeat after me. My body feels heavy and relaxed. You are allowed to rest now. I am allowed to rest now. Nothing is required of you in this moment. Nothing is required of me in this moment. You can release the weight of the day. today. Everything can wait for you until the next morning. Everything can wait for me until the next morning. Your nervous system is easing little by little. My nervous system is easing little by little. Your mind is spacious and quiet. My mind feels spacious and quiet. Your body knows how to rest. My body knows how to rest. Your body welcomes rest. My body is welcoming more rest. You are held by the quiet of the night. I am held by the quiet of the night. Your bed wraps you in comfort. My bed wraps me in comfort. You are allowed to fully relax. I am allowed to fully relax. Sleep comes naturally to you. Sleep comes naturally to me. You are easing into deep rest. I am easing into deep rest. You are beginning to surrender to sleep. I surrender to sleep. I am beginning to surrender to sleep. Your dreams feel calm and safe. My dreams feel calm and safe. You are resting deeply. I am resting deeply. Your body is repairing itself as you rest. My body is repairing itself as I rest. Your energy is being replenished. My energy is being replenished. You sleep peacefully through the night. You sleep peacefully through the night. You are allowed to stay asleep as long as you need. I am allowed to stay asleep as long as I need. You did great. Now allow yourself to relax even more. From this point on, you don't need to repeat the affirmations after me anymore. Simply let them sink deeper and deeper within you. Your mind has now become familiar with these phrases, and familiarity helps your subconscious feel safe. So, knowing that familiarity helps your subconscious For the rest of the night, I will continue repeating the same soothing affirmations. All you need to do is rest back and listen. Let the sound of my voice keep you company as you drift further and further into a state of deep sleep. Your body feels heavy and relaxed. You are allowed to rest now. Nothing is required of you in this moment. You can release the weight of the day. Everything can wait until the next morning. Your nervous system is easing little by little. Your mind feels spacious and quiet. Your body knows how to rest. Your body welcomes rest. You are held by the quiet of the night. Your bed wraps you in comfort. You are allowed to fully relax. Sleep comes naturally to you. You are easing into deep relaxation. You are beginning to surrender to sleep. Your dreams feel calm and safe. You are resting deeply. Your body is repairing itself as you rest. Your energy is being replenished. You sleep peacefully through the night. You are allowed to stay asleep as long as you need. Thank you for meditating with me. Each time you listen to this recording, your body and mind will begin to recognize this space, and you will find yourself drifting more easily and quickly into a peaceful and relaxing sleep. Good night, dear one. If and when you feel ready to wake up, allow yourself to become aware of your body, gently wiggling your toes and your fingers, wants to be moved. And whenever you feel ready, allow your eyes to open, arriving back in the space. Welcome back, dear one. If you guys would like to share your experience of the meditation, you are more than welcome to share it in the comments. And if you don't feel like sharing yet, then that's perfectly alright. And I see that a lot of new people have joined us while we were meditating. So, warm welcome to each and every one of you. And in case you guys missed the meditation, I am soon going to release a longer version of this on Insight Timer. So if you are new, you can follow me so you get notified. And in a moment, we are going to move on to phase two of this live, where we spin the wheel of wisdom and receive the message that we need to hear most. But before that, I would really love, some feedback from you guys about the meditation, as in what you liked or what you disliked, anything that you would like to change about this meditation. Because I want to co create this sleeping meditation with you. So feel free to drop in, any feedback regarding it. And also I would really, um love your opinion regarding, should I add music to this sleeping meditation that we just did, like a delta wave music, because that is usually for deep sleep, or should I leave it without music? So, yeah, I would love any feedback, any opinion, suggestion about the meditation. And hello, Amber. Happy to see you here. I am glad that, some part of the meditation resonated with you. Okay, it was like 39 minutes ago. Okay, so I'm glad that you were able to meditate with all of us. Uh, Today, like, it is pretty quiet in the comment section. So I'm thinking maybe most of you are like asleep. And if that is the case, then, the the aim of the meditation has been fulfilled. And if you need that sleep, you can, continue to sleep. Do not feel obliged to, move on to the next section with us, which I'm going to very soon in like 2 to 3 minutes. Um, and let's, okay, we have few comments here. Ah, let's see. Let's hear from the lovely souls here. So, Kathleen says, I was listening to the sleep meditation last night and I noticed that it kind of kept me awake because it was over 2 hours long. And he kept repeating that affirmation. So I was thinking maybe if he had done a short period of affirmation, like you just did, and then maybe play music or binaural beats for extended to the end, for extended period to the end, to end, okay, to end my thoughts. Yeah, I have seen some teachers do that. Like they, like they guide a meditation for a while and then they leave it open for the music. So, okay, so that's what you're preferring, Kathleen. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I might have to look into that because with music, sometimes there is this copyright thing that I need to speak over it. Otherwise, I cannot, use the music. So I need to speak over it for like 60% or some percent of the duration, which is more than the music. But yeah, keep I would keep like space or I would maybe release like short two different versions of it. But yeah, thank you for the suggestions. I really appreciate, you sharing your experience of it. Okay. Let's see. Caitlin says, thank you, Anisha. I think people will love that. Affirmations were very nourishing and I really resonated with a few. Something about staying asleep or falling back to sleep. Yeah, I think that was the last one that you can stay asleep for as long as you need. It sounded like something I do remind myself when I wake too early in the AM. It was nice. Thank you, Caitlin, for letting me know and letting me know what part, resonated most with you. And I'm hoping that people will like it. I was like, should I wait longer? But my cold is not healing. So I was like, okay, let's do one with this. And then maybe in future I will re-record one when like my throat is better. But yeah, I really want to like let it out, let just create it and see how it works for people. Okay, Kayla says, I just woke up. Wow, so relaxing. I love that. And Karen also says, where I am. I'm trying to wake up. Oh, that is the most precious, beautiful words that I'm receiving because that's what I want for you guys to actually fall asleep and be in that peaceful state. Okay, let's see. Kathleen says it was a different creator, the meditation I listened to last night. Yeah, I got that. Okay, Kathleen. Thank you for sharing that. Really, thank you for sharing, what is not working for you because that also helps me understand what to do, what not to do. So yeah, I will take everyone's, suggestions into mind when I create that. So I can create like the best possible meditation that I can. Patrick says, hello, Anisha and friends. Hello, Patrick. Welcome. You're just in time for our readings. And Kayla says, your voice is very soothing. Oh, I'm happy to hear that, Kayla, that it was soothing for you. Thank you. Okay. So now, my lovely people, let us move to the next part of this life, which is our wheel of wisdom. Okay. So, my dear ones, this is our wheel of wisdom. And this wheel contains the name of 51 transformational books that I've read so far. And uh, I'm excited to see which book does the universe chooses for all of us today to receive a beautiful piece of wisdom from. Um, Patrick says, "You sound better than you had." Yeah, I was like, okay, now it is a little bit better. Not fully recovered, but better. So I want to like, let's just record the meditation with you guys. So I'm like, I'm now excited to see how this meditation turns out. And Patrick says, I hope you experience a full and speedy recovery from the sore throat. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you so much for your kind wishes. Um, yeah, speedy is like pretty hopeful for me. Cold usually lasts a very, very long time for me. So yeah, that is like a struggle. Especially being a meditation teacher, it is a big struggle for me. Okay, but anyways, coming back to the wheels. So now I invite you guys to take a moment and bring to your mind anything specific that you need guidance on. It can be a specific issue or a specific desire. And if nothing specific is coming up for you, then simply let this wish out into the universe that may everyone present in the space receives the message that is for their highest good. So, with that in mind, let us spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came for all of us today is Think Straight by Darius Forox. So let's see what advice or what technique are we going to get from this book to deal with our thoughts. So this is the book. And now give me a second to choose some numbers so that we can play a game. So, my dear ones, in a moment from now, I'm going to ask you guys to pick a number between certain numbers. And I do not want you guys to rush. Instead, take your time and pick the first number that comes to your mind and share that in the comments. And I will pick a number amongst your comments, a number that my intuition feels called to. So, no need to rush, and it is going to be random or magical. Okay, thank you, Amber. Kathleen says your voice was very soothing, and I think it will do really well as a sleep meditation. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Kathleen. I'm glad that it was soothing for you, and and it is like I really, really hope that it helps people fall asleep because I really struggle falling asleep. So yeah, I wanted to create something like that for a while. And now Insight Timer gave me the opportunity, like they're actively asking teachers to do that. And I've received a request from some of you guys to do that. So yeah, let's hope. Thank you, Caitlin, for sharing a number. Thank you, Wendy. Anyone else who feel sorry. Anyone else who feel called to share a number, you can do so in the comments. Okay, then we have top three. Okay. Dear Kayla, can you please choose a number between 25 to 78? Because usually on like initial page numbers, there is this like table of content and stuff like that. Okay, thank you, Kayla. And thank you, Andrea, for choosing a number. So let us go through all these numbers and pick one. Thank you, Patrick. Okay, so the number that I am feeling most called to is 46. Patrick, you just mentioned it on time. Okay, so let's see what wants to come through page number 46. So I'm going to read the highlighted text from that page. Hmm. Okay, so the heading is Release Your Mind. Once I changed my perspective on life, I started straining my brain every single day. I started reading 2 hours a day and taking extensive notes of the things I learned. I also started writing articles to share the ideas I learned. In the beginning, I felt like a new world opened up to me. I couldn't get enough of learning more. I bought new books every week and devoured every piece of new knowledge I could get my hands on. But after a few weeks, I had a mental breakdown. All of a sudden, my mind froze up. I felt blocked. I couldn't think, read, or write. That went on for a few days, almost a week. I felt ill and I didn't understand why. I couldn't even think about why. And when I felt better, I just picked up where I left off. This time I went on for longer, about 2 months, before I hit another wall. But this time it was different again. No matter what I tried, I didn't feel like I was improving or learning new things. But I kept going and pushing through the difficulty. After this pattern occurred a few times, I finally understood what was going on. Training your mind happens in stages, and before you can move on to the next phase of your learning development, you have to go through a wall. I believe that both learning skills and developing yourself happens in stages. At the beginning of a new stage, things are easy to learn because everything is new. But the closer you get to the end of a stage, things get more difficult. At some point you hit a big wall. It's also a point at which you want to give up whatever you are trying to achieve. Writing a book, starting a business, changing your career, or leading a group of people. When you hit a wall, everything stops. The book all of a sudden seems useless. The business seems to fail. The career you want seems unreachable, and the people have stopped taking you seriously. I have learned to train my brain to take this as a positive moment. When I reach a wall, I know I'm close to the next stage of my development. Instead of giving up, I'm happy. All I need to do is to take a break, rejuvenate, and let my mind recover. I hang out with my friends, play some table tennis with my brother, listen to my favorite artist, and watch movies, a lot of them. I just take some time to relax and let my brain get stronger while I'm not thinking or working on anything. And then I get back to where I left off. I use my energy to break through the wall, and it always works. So I guess the message here is to actually take a break instead of giving up altogether on that project. If you have hit a block, if you have hit a wall, and do some time, take some off time, do something that you love, do something that brings you joy, spend time with others and do anything but work on that project. And when you let go of that grip onto it, when you let go of figuring it out and solving and pressurizing, because when we do that, when we push a lot, a lot of stress builds up within us, and our prefrontal cortex, the one that is responsible for planning and doing all of those things, do not, work so much so well. But instead, sometimes you might have noticed that when you take off time, when you go for a walk, when you spend some time with your pet, when you talk to a friend and just do something else, then there is this spaciousness that comes within you. And when there's this space, that's where things can arrive, that's where the solution, the ideas, the creativity, and all of that can arrive within you. So give yourself some space. Um, It's like a thing just came to my mind out of nowhere. It's like, when you're trying to break, for example, something in front of you, like a door or a wall, not a wall, maybe it is like pretty solid, but it's like you, even with a hammer, you take it back and then you bring it with force. You give it some space so that you can have this, and then you use that space to break through into that wall, or you go back and then you run into the door or do something, just take a step back and then bring up with full force. Just give yourself that space and then come back, and do not give up, but just take a break and take a space, and then come back again when you're feeling more energized. So yeah, let me know, Patrick, if this message resonated with you at all. Kayla says great analogy. Thank you, Kayla. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was fully correct, but it felt correct. And I'm glad that it resonated with you. Okay, so until Patrick let us know whether it resonated or not, or if it resonated with anyone else, you guys can share that in the comments. Or if something else is coming up for you, you can share that also in the comments, okay? And until you guys do that, let us choose another book for today. Kayla says the message resonated with me fully for where I am right now. So thank you. I am happy that you opened yourself to the universe and you received the guidance, Kayla, that you needed. Thank you for sharing this with me. Oh, Patrick says, that's exactly where I am right now. There are always going to be walls, some bigger, some smaller. The matter at hand is to realize no matter the size of the wall, the object is to remain positive, and that in itself is hard for me at times. Yeah, I understand. When we are stuck, when we feel blocked by that wall, it is harder for us to be hopeful, optimistic, and have feel good because we cannot see beyond that. Sometimes when the wall is larger, we cannot see beyond that. And that makes us feel like maybe there is no way out, maybe there is nothing beyond that. Or maybe this is not for me, and all of those doubts for us. And you know, usually I would move towards like reflecting on all of the different factors and then understanding that whether you're giving up because of the doubt and fear or whether there is like this is not working for you and evaluating based on that. But right now, the message that is coming up is to not give up because most of the people, what happens is they push and they put in the effort, they put in the energy, they put in the time, they create something, they do something. And then the moment it was going to yeah, so this, like, I saw this imagery and I don't know, on some social media, I guess. And the person was mining. They were like taking out the soil or stuff. And they were mining. And they saw the other person in the mine. They got the gold and diamonds and stuff. And they were like, okay, I haven't gotten that yet. And they mined. And if they have stopped there at that moment, then maybe they might have not discovered maybe a larger treasure that was in front of them, but it was a little bit more farther away, but they just stopped here. So I guess the message is to the message for whoever is here is to trust that you are going to reach that next level in terms of whether it is your personal growth, whether it is your professional, whether it is in terms of relationships, whatever it is, you're going to reach there. Just to not give up yet, just to not give up at 80%, just a little bit longer. And if you are tired, take a break and then come back, but do not give up fully. So, yeah, so I guess that is the message from the universe for you, Patrick. And it may not apply to everyone at all times, but right now, this is the message that is coming up here in this space. So maybe give that a try, take a break, allow yourself some free time, some downtime. Okay, so now, again, I invite you guys to bring to your mind anything you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay. This is the same book that came up yesterday. I think, yeah, it was the same book that came up yesterday, the last book, which is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincarno. So I guess anyone who is having a doubt about themselves, at least remember that you are a badass, that you will figure it out. Okay, let me go through the comment by Patrick. Patrick says, I am a realist. I take some optimistic views on some things, but not to get into the pessimism that my thought tends to wander around. I know that it's only my thinking and not who I am in the here and now. And taking a break is what I'm practicing. I'm happy to hear that you have allowed yourself to take a break, Patrick. And, you know, when it comes to thinking or your perspective, I am all for a 360-degree perspective. So for me, being realistic means considering all the negatives and considering all the, the positives, like all the best case scenarios, all the possibilities, because that is also a reality that can also turn out. And similarly, considering all the ways, it might not work out and having like a plan or something that, yeah, if that happens, I can do this. If that happens, I can do this. So this will convey to your mind that I can manage, even if the worst case scenario turns out to be true. And and at the same time, do not letting your mind get consumed with the worst case, spending some time with them, and then, once you understand that I will manage this in this way, if this happens, then also, giving yourself a glimpse of the best case scenarios, the beautiful possibilities that might happen. And then asking yourself, okay, now I have these two extremes, considering these two things. Now, what seems to be more likely to happen? Okay. So this is like a technique in this approach, in this therapeutic approach of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And if you want to go through this like step by step, I actually have included this in one of my courses. So yeah, let me share it here. Yeah, Kathleen says, I love that, Anisha. Thank you. It's easy to default into the worst case. Exactly. So it is true that the worst case might turn out to be true, and it is true the best case might turn out to be true. So, I always remind myself that, of this quote that whether I believe I can or whether I believe I can't, either way, it is true. So, choosing a more helpful, a more empowering perspective, because any of these can be true. So instead of getting tangled in the right and wrong, I prefer this approach of understand or of asking ourselves what is the most empowering one, what is the most helpful perspective, and going with that rather than whether this is right or wrong, because you can never really know whether what is right or wrong, or you might be biased. We all are biased. Let me tell you that. And no matter how much knowledge I have, I am also, biased in terms of my thinking that it is inclined towards certain things. So, leaving the right and wrong and going with the, what is helpful. Yeah, yeah, by Henry Ford. That is like one of my favorite quotes. Okay, so yeah, so Kathleen, if you need like more guidance, I have, yeah, I have like one lesson in this particular course which you can check out on that, and I am sure it would be more helpful. Okay, wonderful. So let me open the book now. Our final book for today. Hmm. You are a badass. And this is the book. How to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. So give me a second to choose some numbers for the game. So, my dear ones, I invite you guys to pick a number between 21 to 190. Again, there is no rush. I will pick a number randomly, okay? Kayla was very excited. Thank you, Kayla. Good morning, Cassandra. Good morning. You are just in time for our second reading. Patrick says, so far it's been 2 months. I don't know how much longer it is going to be, but I know when the time is right for me to start again. But for me, it's been a realization that I can still be positive regardless what my thoughts or feelings are. And being empathetic really helps with that part. Yeah, I love that, being empathetic with yourself because you deserve that. And also trusting that, you will feel ready. You will, maybe not 100%, but you will feel at least 80% ready to begin. And we do not need to wait to feel 100%, ready, or 100% clarity, 100% motivated, because that might never happen. But when I will feel ready enough, then I will begin again, because this is something that is important to me. This is something that matters, and which is why I'm not giving up on that. So, yeah, thank you so much, Patrick, for sharing all of this with us, sharing what is happening in your life. And I hope that you do see, that light and that timing comes for you very soon. Okay, thank you, Cassandra, Amber, Wendy. Anyone else who would like to share a number? I I just forget to, close this portal every time. Okay. So, seems like no one else wants to add a number. Then, in that case, let us go with the ones that have added a number. Mhm. Okay. So, the number that I am feeling most called to is 100. And the number has been chosen by Cassandra. Oh, Cassandra, you were right on time. Okay, let us see what is on page number 100. So, the heading for this is forgive or fester. So, this might be about forgiving yourself or other people. Okay. The moment you decide to forgive and let your negative feelings melt away, you are on the road to freedom. Forgiving is all about taking care of you, not the person you need to forgive. It's about putting your desire to feel good before your desire to be right. It's about taking responsibility for your own happiness instead of pretending it's in somebody else's hand. It's about owning your power by giving all your anger, resentment, and the hurt and the hurt. Holding on to resentment is like taking poison and waiting for your enemies to die. If you're having issues with someone you care about, explain how you feel without putting the blame on them. And regardless of the outcome, forgive them. Your talk may bring you closer together, or you may discover that you don't want to hang out with them as much or at all. But either way, if you want to be free, you have to let it go. Forgiving isn't about being nice to them, it's about being nice to yourself. Sometimes it happens that when we are angry with someone, we keep on, thinking about it again and again, again and again. And sometimes other person don't even know, that we are suffering so much. Yeah, that's something that they did or said bothered us. And we have created a hell within our own mind, within our own, inner world. And we keep on, chewing on that and feeling that bitterness again and again, again and again, each time we chew onto this. And the other person is like living their life. They have no idea, just like the author here shared, or the famous, I think, Zen or Buddhist saying is that, holding on to anger is like poisoning yourself and thinking that the other person would die. So, so if we ask ourselves that, do I choose to be right, or do I choose to feel good? Do I choose to feel peaceful within myself? Because if we reflect that each time we were angry, you know, if we ask ourselves, how did that anger affect me? What kind of impact it had on my emotional world? What kind of impact it had in my life, in other areas of my life? Maybe I was not able to focus on other things. Maybe I was not a pleasant person to be with. Maybe I isolated myself. So holding on to that might not work. And similarly, if we are angry with ourselves, if we are finding it hard to forgive ourselves, then again asking ourselves this question, that when I hold on to this anger towards myself, and I'm not able to forgive myself for something I did or something I didn't do, that I was supposed to do, that I should have done, then what happens? What do I do next? Do um, I do the correct thing then? Am I the kind of person I want to be in those moments when I'm angry, when I'm not able to forgive myself? What kind of impact that have on my life, that have on other people? And when we do that, we realize that, for example, maybe we wronged someone, but now by being angry, we are also being kind of rude, or maybe we are leaving other person in our life more like we are more disconnected with them. So we are also wronging them in a way now because of what we have done in the past. So when we again reflect on these effects that this anger have, that forgiving ourselves or forgiving others, not forgiving ourselves or not forgiving others have on us, on our areas, on other people, then it feels like, more rational to actually either let it go, if we can't do anything about it, or actually take the action to, meet whatever need of ours was not met. Whether it can be communicating to that the person, whether it can be drawing a boundary, whatever it is, but we then take an action instead of, you know, letting our energy being wasted in all of that thinking and all of that story making and revenge taking, story making, whatever it is. So yeah, that is what came up for me from this reading. Let me know, Cassandra, or yeah, your number is what I chose. Yeah, so let me know, Cassandra, if it resonated with you at all. And anyone else, if it resonated with you, or If something else is coming up for you from this, you can share that in the comments. Okay, I guess it is time to end this live because now, like, my throat is hurting also. So, yeah, I guess, that's it for this live today. And I hope that you got something of value from this live. And if you want to support me and continue doing these lives and, creating more resources, then you can do so by making a small donation because every contribution of yours allows me to continue doing this work, to continue showing up, to continue creating more offerings for people who need them. So, yeah, and if you can't, then that's okay as well. I appreciate your presence so, so much. And thank you so much for all the lovely comments and, in the comment section. I loved reading your views and everything. And for the feedback that you guys gave on the meditation, it was really useful. And I'm excited to finally sit down and edit that, 8-hour long sleep meditation. So, yeah, thank you. You're welcome, Cassandra. You're welcome. So I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be healthy. May you all live with ease. May you all be free from suffering. Kayla says, thank you so much. This was amazing, so helpful. I am so happy, Kayla, that the space resonated with you, that you found something helpful here. It means a lot, and thank you for staying till the end. And if you are new to the space, new to me, don't forget to follow me so that you get notified when I publish, all of the future meditations that are lined up or for my next live. And also, if you guys would like to, go through this live, watch the recording, or check out my previous lives or all of my offerings, then you can find all of them here in the About section. When you scroll all the way down in the About section, here you will see this. And here you will find all of my offerings, all the free resources, and yeah, and a recording of this live. So I hope that you will find something that, you know, provides you whatever it is that you need in this moment. Thank you for staying till the end. And I hope to see you day after tomorrow at the same time again in our next live. So till then, take care. Bye.